Today, we're back at the park where I started my vlogging adventure, Cedars of Lebanon. It's a state park. And today we're doing the Hidden Springs Trail, which is a 5-mile trail towards the back of the park. One thing to note about this trail, it does have a hunting season, and you are allowed to hike it during that, but you need to wear bright orange clothes, all that stuff. So sometime in November till sometime in January, you need to be careful. Dress accordingly and everything should be fine. This trail is a loop. It's 5 miles around, and the extremely helpful staff in the park office recommended this, and they said it was a good trail to see just a little bit of everything they had to offer. Definitely stop and get a map for this one. It's not that the trail is complicated, but it intersects with a lot of other trails, including a very long horse trail that rivals it in size. So your 5-mile trip could easily turn into a 10-mile trip. Right off the bat, we cross the road, and then the trail goes right by one of their little attractions. It's limestone sinks, they call it. I'll check it out on the way out. It has its own parking lot if you'd rather. But anyway, they say that this trail is marked with a white blaze, which I have yet to see. So maybe it's about time to get that paint roller out. I don't know how often they do that. This park is they called it the largest stand of cedars. I don't know what that means. I assume that means collection of standing cedar trees. This environment's called a cedar glade. I know I made a few videos about it. It's popped up. There's a little zone of Middle Tennessee that's just eat up with cedar glades, and I think it's great because it's a little break from the usual scenery. One of the traits of a cedar glade is the fact that there's not a lot of topsoil. So you're going to be walking on rock at some times. It's usually not gravel. It's usually just flat rock. Wear comfy shoes. White blaze. I guess it's the angle of the sun because I'm out here in the morning time. Made those a little bit hard to see. I've apparently missed a few. This is pretty interesting. Down here you have some, I don't know, younger hardwoods mixed in with the cedar glade type environment. Cedars everywhere, and then there's a point in the trail where you very distinctly see it's almost like a line in the sand, and on the other side is a completely different type of forest. Let me get a little closer. A lot of underbrush. What you're walking out of, what you're walking into. Very clean, not a lot of underbrush. Trees are taller, wider. I enjoyed walking around the corner and seeing that. That was kind of nice. Yeah. Finding the trail with leaves on the ground through that mess, that might be something. So, alright, looks like the trail did not go through the older forest there. Bummer. But at least we got to touch on it and then come around. So when you do get to that little older section back there, hang an immediate right, you'll see the trail. So here's an example of, yeah, that goes all the way up the tree. So that's not a blaze marker. but it looks just like the blaze markers. So that's why I thought I wouldn't see them. So far it's been relatively flat, but we're starting to get into some elevation change here. It's not too bad. I mean, it's nice gradual change, but change nonetheless. Well, I've reached my first intersection with the horse trail. The horse trail is orange. As far as horse trails go, I guess because it's real rocky here, there's not a lot of divots. There's not a big mud hole right here where the trail intersects. In fact, it's almost gravel. Anyway, if you look around, you have two distinctly square white blaze marks right there, so I know to go that way. And I know I'm not on the orange trail, so the orange ones are easy to find. Alright, I saw this a minute ago and I didn't address it, so I'm going to address it now. There's these, I don't know if they're old trails or old roads or whatever, but they have crossed the trail more than once. You can tell they haven't been traveled in a while. So evidently they're trying to get those to grow back up. Tell you what this park does have that you don't see very often around here. It's some sort of fragrant sumac, I think. I'll double check that. But I just passed some back there. And man, it is like perfume almost. You're walking along, smells like the woods, then all of a sudden just bam! It's just very strong, pretty. It almost smells fake, like it smells like somebody just spilled some perfume. We're a lot deeper into the trail now and starting to get pretty good sized roots in the way. So just watch your step. This trail's really something. I mean, there's nothing spectacular. There's not a giant overlook or a waterfall or dinosaurs or anything, but it's a really good example of how beautiful Middle Tennessee can be. I mean, I've hiked a lot of trails around here for a lot of years. Don't know why I never did this trail. This is a fantastic trail. Anyway, y'all get out right now. Come do this trail right now in October. Come on. Because it is picture perfect right now. Okay? Well, this trail goes right up to the border of the park. I mean, you're walking right along the fence here. Not a particularly exciting part of the trail. We should be approaching the namesake of this trail, which is Hidden Spring. Kind of excited to see what that's about. Is it actually just a little spring? That'd be kind of cool. Anyway, I'm getting real close to that. So let's check it out. Well, here we are. They got a little fence around it. I guess that's Hidden Spring, which my camera's on a pretty long tripod. I'm gonna see if I can get a view down in it. If I lose my camera, nobody will ever see this. Well, that was kind of cool. Couldn't really see much, but you can at least see the hole. So, moving right along, the trail then dumps into a creek bed. So I guess depending on the weather, you might be getting wet. This is kind of weird. There's some cool rocks there, so I got real close to the ground to get a good shot. And that water you can hear over there in the spring, you can hear it through these rocks too, if you get real close to them. Spring's right there. I guess what they're calling spring. The big hole, the round hole's there. And then you walk across the thing, there's your trail. And over here, there's a big hole. It goes way down into, I guess, what's a underground creek. So the trail crosses the creek there, goes around the big hole in the ground there, and crosses right there again. I actually bumped into somebody here. I thought it was weird that he just looked like he was just pacing back and forth, but apparently that's just how the trail is. Okay, well that's Hidden Spring. That was kind of cool. Let's see what else we can find. There are some yucky spots in the trail, but we just had an absurd amount of rain. So I guess, I don't know if it's like that all the time. If you have waterproof hiking boots, might want to bring them. I guess they are there often because there's these little, people are making trails around them. Blaze markers on this end of the trail are a lot more distinct. They are clearly square, so they're a lot more noticeable. Maybe it's just time to repaint the other end. I don't know. We're crossing the horse trail again, so that's a good time to check your map and just see where you are. There's another one of those. See, you got horse trail, old something, trail I was just on, horse trail, trail I'm going to. There's another one of those abandoned paths. Well, I'm approaching the end of the trail. The whole second half was just indecisive forest. It's beautiful. It's worth the hike. But I mean, it's one environment after the next after the next. So, it's a wild ride. Anyway, there's not a whole lot to show now that I hadn't already shown you, so I'm just kind of hiking out. This has been Middle TN Hikes, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day.